Hey everybody, it's hwsteele, and today is August 20th, 2022, and this is the third video in the month of August 2022 that I'm doing, and it concerns lines that you put on the charts. That's the series of videos I'm doing this August, in August 2022, and in this video I want to talk about a couple of horizontal lines to put on your chart because of the first thing that happens. Let me show you an example of what I mean. This is the S&P 500, the SPX, or the cash index, and this is just a 30-minute chart right here. Now, what I want to show you is if you put lines on the chart, and we're going to go back to Monday, which was, let's see, August 15th, right here. This is Monday. And we're going to put lines on the chart for the extreme prices during the 15th. So that's the 15th. That's the lowest price that happened in the S&P 500 on the 15th of August. And then this right here, that's still the 15th, so that's the highest price. So these price levels later on in the week, you'll notice, are observed as support and resistance. In other words, they don't just matter for the 15th or Monday, they mattered later in the week also. Later, when the market moved up and it came down, it found resistance at the same, support. It found support at the same level that was the lowest price that was traded on Monday. And then it came up and found resistance right there at the highest price right there. And then when it gapped down, it gapped all the way down and started right at this point here and continued down lower. If I delete these lines here and then we go back 1 week, which would be what, the 8th right here. So we look at the 8th and do the same thing. That's the highest price on Monday, the 8th of August, and then the lowest price would be right there. There we go. And we broke through and had resistance there, and then we gapped up here and gapped all the way up to the top part, the top price level of the day, and then moved up from there. And obviously we didn't revisit this price area at any point in time past that, but it definitely had an effect on the price moving forward past just Monday. So if we go back to the 1st of August, or the Monday before that, we have the low right here, and I'll just move that down there, and then the highest price was right here. There we go. And we find that we had support there, broke out and had support all there, resistance. So point is, Monday's price extremes for the S&P 500 affected the market after just Monday. So these are price levels that you might consider paying attention to if you're doing intraday trading, if you're doing day trading. These price levels of the extremes that happen in price on Monday can, not necessarily will, but can affect the behavior of price further in the week. Now let me go ahead and delete this. We're going to use the exact same concept, but we're going to go down to the 5-minute chart here, and we're going to look at the price extremes for the first 30 minutes. The market opens at, here in Central Time Zone in the United States of America. The New York market opens at 8:30 for us here. But if we look at the price extremes right here, this is the 19th, the most recent day, and then 8:45, 55, that one's 9 o'clock. So this one right here is the price extreme for that first 30 minutes of trading right here, and we see that it provided support right here and then resistance at multiple points further in the day. In other words, the price levels that were dictated by the price action in the first half hour of trading had an effect on the rest of the day's trading. Now, there's actually a lot of people out there that are aware of this behavior that the market has, but I wanted to point it out because it's something that a lot of people either don't know about or don't really pay attention to, and in all reality, it's something very helpful to pay attention to. Let's go back to the 18th, and let's see, the lowest price was right, that's 9, so the lowest price was actually right here for that first half hour of trading on the 18th, and the highest price would be right there. So we see that we have support that is recognized later in the day, a little bit before noontime here again, Central Time in the United States. And then when we moved up from this low right here, we found resistance right here, and then that turned into support for quite some time before the market took off, and then eventually almost moved back down to it. So these price levels from that first 30 minutes of trading in the day are definitely something important enough to pay attention to. That is, if you're doing intraday trading. If you're doing swing trading, then the first day of the week, the Monday, unless of course that's a holiday, then it would be Tuesday. The first day of the week might be sufficient enough to pay attention to for short-term swing trading. And if you're doing longer-term swing trading, then you'd want to pay attention to the first day of the month and possibly the first week of the month, and just expand out like that as your time frame would need to be expanded to, if that makes sense. In other words, if you're doing intraday, then the first 30 minutes of the day would be what you pay attention to. If you're doing short-term swing trading, you would pay attention to the price extremes created by Monday's price action. If you were doing longer-term swing trading, you'd look at the first day of the month, possibly the first week of the month, see what works better in your market for you. And then there's the first week of the quarter, the first month of the quarter, and the first month of the year, all that kind of stuff. So I'm not really going to explain any further because it's a really simple concept to understand. You just look at the price action of the first segment of time relative to the time frame that you're trading, because it actually puts a stamp on the rest of the day, week, month, whatever the time frame is that you're going to be trading. And like I said, a lot of people already know about this, but there's also a lot of people who don't, so I figured that it would be an excellent topic to bring up during this month of August here in 2022, where I'm talking about putting lines on the chart. And in this video, it's just a couple of horizontal lines. So hopefully you found it helpful, and I will talk to you again next week in the 4th video of this series.